So we had an issue with the pluck in the second drop.
I like to party, party. I like to
Let's see where that is located in the mix.
I like to I like to
Around 2, what is this, 323? We want it only on this. And then on the bass bus that's fighting it, let's do dip on, it's 3, it said, around there.
I like to
Should do. Again, initialize. And turn on there. And off. Okay, and the other thing I want to do is compress. This is the bass bus going to the low cut bus. Okay, that's an issue because I need it to go. Don't want that, so can I just give this guy its own? Let's see, here's this low cut. Does it fit? Okay, well that's close enough. Let's just do that, and then he needs to be going to kick bass bus. Oh god, I hate this. Save. Bring this back. FL Studio is so laggy. Hey man, hey All American Co. I just thought I would throw this stream up because I need to do a little bit of producing, and my internet supposedly got much better today, so I figured I would do this. But let me know if the stream is like fluid or if it's laggy at all. It should be good, but I'm pretty skeptical. So of where is this? Okay, so there we go. We got that going there, and then I think I want the sub going to that as well. gonna do just solo all these guys. And then I want my kick also going to that, right to this only. Okie doke. So this is a trick that my buddy just taught me the other day. You can do it with any multiband compressor, but I don't own any that aren't stock, so I'm just going to use Maximus. And we're going to mute highs and mids, focus on the low. Do we have all these going into that bus? No, not scratch, not reverb or honk. Now we're going to compress the low end. And we're going to try to make sure that we gain it so that it peaks just as loud. So it looks like it's just under 3 dB. We're going to do that and then put it back to post so it's in the same location. And then we can A-B it. We'll turn these back on. I'm trying to notice the difference. I don't know if I'm doing this compression right. I don't really use Maximus very much, so I'm trying to figure out if this curve is compressing, because it should be. If the in axis, like I can't tell from this nomenclature if it's saying that the horizontal axis is in, or if it's saying the, in is the vertical axis, So it's kind of confusing me. It sounds like the gain, like the level is going up when I curve it this way, which tells me that it's saying vertical is the out, because it would mean that if the horizontal is like -18, then it would be here, but we're saying no, push out -3, so it would be this would be compressing it, but it would be the opposite if the vertices are flipped. And I don't know what, like, is this arrow saying, it's these numbers, or is this arrow saying, vertical up and down is out? I mean, it definitely sounds louder. Let's go back to just muting these. I want to see what it is if this is flat again and at regular volume. Looks like it peaks at just below 3. So if I apply that, I'm not hearing distortion, but let's lower down the volume now. So my friend said that this is so that it glues your low end and your kick together. Actually, I do hear a tiny bit of distortion, so I'm just going to lower that slightly. Which is also kind of what we do in Maximus and mastering. We'll end up doing multiband compression on the entire thing in the dynamics tab, which will further squeeze the entire low end together. which is our bass in our kick. So it might be redundant because we might do it again, but obviously when we're mastering, we'll check for distortion anyway. So it doesn't really matter, but
I like to party, party. I like to go out. I like to party, party. I like to get wild. I like to party, 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 party,
you guys just need a second drop.
I like to party, party.
I'm gonna push that bass up to match the same volume as these guys. And then the other thing I wanted to fix was I was getting feedback that the pluck here wasn't loud enough or wasn't standing out, so I just added in some EQing. Down here. I think it's good now. It wasn't really standing out before. If we listen without these two on just the second app, it's kind of getting buried. But if we do this,
I like
just the gain staging on that really helped, I think. So we'll throw these down into our effects area.
I like to go out. I like to party, party. I like to get.
Dope. I think that just about does it. Yeah, I think that was all the feedback we needed there. I'm just gonna listen to it once through, see how it sounds.
I like to go out. I like to party, party. I like to get wild. I like to party, party. I like to go out. I like to party, party. I like to get wild. I like to party, party. I like to go out. I like to party, party. I like to get wild. I like to party, party. I like to go out. I like to party, party. I like to get wild. I like to party, party. I like to go out. I like to party, party. I like to get wild. I like to party, 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 party. I like to party, party. I like to party, party. Party, 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 party. I like to party, party. I like to party, party. I like to go out. I like to party, party. I like to get wild. I like to party, 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 party. I like to party, party.
So I want to sidechain this outro bass, this outro kick, or what am I saying? Outro 808 is the word I'm looking for. Where is that? God, I have way too many anyways. Where's this 808? 72. So let's get 72. No, here it is. I just want to sidechain it to, which all should be from the trap-based bus. So we will sidechain. Nope. Sidechain to this track. Throw on a limiter. Comp sidechain 1. Release down threshold ratio. For there for no other reason than that's what it's on the tutorial.
I like to party.
That way it's not fighting. Yeah, that sounds good. Okay. I think that's all I need to finish here. So I'm gonna export all this, and this will be WAV. This is draft 4 mixed. Look how great and organized I am. Thanks, Ill-Favored. It's probably my favorite track that I've ever worked on too. It was myself, SebC, and if you've heard of Nasty, he'll likely get writing credits, but probably not be on the byline for music industry reasons. But yeah, it's a dope track. I'm really been working on it for a long time. We've played it out at like a bunch of different clubs all around Vancouver. We've played it everywhere, and it's always gone off. I played it at the last 2 shows I had, and gets a really good response. It's pretty nuts, so I could see it doing well. We're gonna send it out to like a couple dozen bass labels and stuff, and hopefully it gets picked up. That would be really awesome. It would be a really big deal for me. And now we'll just open up party mastering file. I started getting in the habit of labeling my files and stuff really well, and it's helped a lot. Like it takes more time obviously when you're oh, that was smart of me. I must have added headroom when I exported last time. Like actually labeling things in a way that makes sense. Let me just turn down my headphone volume so this doesn't completely destroy my ears. And we'll throw that over to 5. So this is writing into Ozone now. And I'm going to take all this off. And the busiest part is probably here. So this is the same mastering chain that I show in like all my videos. This 2020 loud preset I made. And I'm going to do the exact same thing here that I do in all my videos in which I'm doing mastering, which is I'm going to solo the sub. So this is what I was talking about earlier in the mixing file, was that we already do multiband compression on the bass and kick for like sub 200 frequencies because that's actually done in this section. But my friend recommended that I do it deliberately in the mixing file as well. So we'll see if that makes a difference. I'll do it on a couple of tracks, and we'll just see if that if it really makes it stand out. His tracks, he's Ratman from Ratman and Bobbin, and I would highly recommend their music. They make tech house, but it's really good. I'm obviously super biased because I'm friends with them, but They're very good. They're gonna leapfrog me very soon in the industry, and I'm super stoked for that. They're coming out on a compilation album on Friday, actually, so that's cool. I'm just gonna solo this, and then we're gonna bring this guy down. So now we hear crackling. Let's go back a bit. Just a tiny bit of crackling. I want to get rid of that. Okay, it sounds good for that section. Now it's we're gonna check the hybrid trap section. So it seems like this one is louder than the other one, so we're just gonna work off of this guy. Still getting some crackling there, and we're literally just gonna go like 0.1 at a time until we don't hear any distortion. It's really tedious, but this is what you gotta do. Point 3. So I've done a 0.1. Let's see. Now I regret turning this 808 up in the mixing file. .9, let's hope. It seems to have a problem with these ad kicks that come in. Let's just listen to it. No. Yeah, I mean, we're going all the way to like -2, then we can afford to actually peel this back quite a bit. So let's just go to 8.4 and listen back. Because like we're honestly getting so loud at this point that it's unnecessary, so it's okay to turn it down. Let's listen through at that. I don't think there'll be distortion now. And -3, like we're getting like -1.8, -3 RMS, which is pretty good. So, well, it's more than pretty good. That's really loud. So anything better than -3 is really good. So let's listen to that.
Get wild. I like to party. I like to go out. I like to party. I like to get wild. I like to party. I like to go out. I like to party. I like to get wild. I like to party. I like to go out. I like to party. I like to get wild. I like to party. I like to go out. I like to party. I like to get wild. I like to party. I like to party. I like to party.
I'm gonna answer your question about where I mix and master after we're done listening.
I like to party. I like to go out. I like to party. I like to get wild. I like to party. to party, party.
Oh god, that sidechaining was such a good idea because it used to have this really bad distortion in the outro. So I learned mixing mastering from a bunch of, mostly from YouTube videos like Zen World and stuff, for mixing, because it's so much more precise about, you know, how do you mix this type of lead versus this type of bass, for, you know what I mean? Like, it's all depends on the elements versus drums, etc. And then, you know, other tricks from watching mastering tutorials, specifically with Ozone. I watched a bunch of Ozone ones because it was a product I wanted to get. But then you can watch other mastering tutorials that are just general or with other plugins. And the same, Ozone has so many different features inside of it that they kind of apply, right? So it's got the, what's called Dynamics is a multiband compressor. So anything you learn about multiband compression in a mastering chain, you can apply there. You know, it's got the stereo imager, multiband stereo imager, multiband exciter, which is awesome. That's one of the things that makes this so good. One of the things we didn't do for this track that I normally always do is do an EQ match on a reference track, but we couldn't really find a reference track for this song because there just wasn't a lot like it. We were trying to maybe think of like a Chocolate Puma song or something like that, or from what's those guys' name? Moxie. Yeah, we're thinking about using a Moxie track because they have some new tracks on their album. Let me see if I actually have them downloaded real quick. Downloads. Moxie. Because that's the one thing that I'm missing in this is a reference track just for my EQ curve to make sure that it's, you know, it's good. I mean, it sounds good, obviously, but yeah, that's just one thing they didn't really have. You can see right here, I'm just very subtly upping highs, cutting lows, because I always over-mix my lows. Yeah, other than that, like I said yesterday, if it's not YouTube videos, then I learn it from producing with other people, right? So my buddy, I'm working on a bunch of collaborations now, and they'll just teach me stuff. There's other stuff that I just figured out that I like. For instance, in mixing, I'm really big fan of filling your stereo spectrum. A lot of guys aren't super like keen. They don't do that a lot, but I like panning things very heavily, stereo widening a lot, doing like crazy pan effects and for build-ups and things like that. And I just kind of figured that out along the way that I like that, as well as like getting the most out of your bass. So being pretty aggressive with low cuts and making sure all your elements are low cut. Like you saw in that mixing file, I had like a low cut bus where I was just low cutting everything at the same time together. So that was kind of the idea. But I think this is ready to go. It was just some minor changes SebC got from this feedback stream that he submitted to. So those were the changes that we wanted to get made. So I think that's all for now. If you guys like these streams, I'm probably going to do more. I might also do like DJ ones because I got my new controller, which is basically like CDJ setup. And yeah, I think that might be just another thing to do during the quarantine times and stuff. I can play some music. Yeah. Thanks for tuning in. I know it wasn't too long, but I appreciate everyone who came in. So have a good one, and always happy dancing.